I'm gonna lift y'all up so y'all can see what I'm kind of doing here. I'm trying to wrap the hatchet handle here. Where you at? The hatchet handle right here. I'm trying to wrap the handle in this piece of shoot. I don't even know what you call this stuff. It's called jute. It just looks like old darn hay bale rope to me. We're trying to wrap a handle so I can get a little bit more of an ergonomic handle to it. And just kind of wrapping it a certain way. Just kind of taking it, pull it here, twist it one time, pull it back. Like this, pull it, twist it. Trying the best. I tell you, the biggest problem is keeping it tight. So take it, twist it, pull it back. Trying to see how well it's going to work. Seems like it's working all right. I hope I may not have enough darn rope here. They have to go back to using a longer piece. I got 10 yards of it, and I cut this off. In fact, I know it ain't gonna be long enough. But I got a good idea on how I can wrap it now. That's what I was wondering. I gotta cut this fan off. Man, it's all right unless you right in front of it. When you right in front of it, buddy, it'll freeze you out of here. So I got a longer piece over there. Whoop, crap. See what this boy wants. Alright, I got the handle wrapped. I didn't wrap it the way that I wanted to wrap it, but I wrapped it a good way anyway. So send this over here around the barn. Wrap this here. Here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see how I want to do this. Guess what time it is, y'all? Oh, let me get my finger off the eye. Look at there. Now you know what time it is. Tonight's story has to deal with one of America's presidents. One who was actually assassinated. No, this isn't about JFK. It's about James Garfield. Twist that over and over. Yeah. James Garfield was killed in 1881. He was assassinated. He was the first assassination after President Abraham Lincoln to be assassinated. He was going to an old college reunion, and he went to the train station to hop on a train. Well, he was still there. He was still doing his fair amount of politicking and everything. And a guy whom I don't even know if Garfield really knew him. His name was Charles Guiteau. He was a lawyer who had actually kind of helped, Garfield in his campaign. So he goes up to Garfield, and he's ticked because Guiteau wanted a diplomatic position since he helped Garfield in his campaign. He thought he ought to be awarded a diplomatic mission. Well, Garfield probably didn't even know the guy. Just like a lot of these people, a lot of these politicians today, they don't really know who all's working in their campaign and everything. But Guiteau was ticked, so he decided to take matters into his own hands. I need to retwist this. So he goes up to Garfield in the train station and shoots him in the railroad station. Now doctors, after they arrest Guiteau, and kind of find out why he did what he did and why he did it. Yeah. Garfield is actually carried off, and doctors actually spend the next 80 days trying to remove the bullet from him. The guy had a bullet in him for 80 days. 80. The lead doctor was a guy named Dr. Willard Bliss. Now he sticks a probe into the wound trying to create a path, trying to find the bullet, and he actually creates another path. Then to compound things, make things worse, he actually sticks his finger, a dirty finger, an unwashed finger, in the hole. Well, of course it got infected. Now, other doctors come in and they're trying to find it. They can't find it. And another doctor sticks his hand in the guy's side and actually punctured President Garfield's liver. There were 16 doctors who poked and prodded Garfield and turned a little 3-inch hole into a dang 20-inch infected canal. The president lingered on in great pain throughout the summer. He was hurting the whole time for 80 days. Finally dying on September the 14th. Now he was shot in July and died in September. The whole time he was in pain. That was a tough dude. Now once he was dead, they performed an autopsy on him, revealing that the bullet was lodged in a spot that was not life-threatening. Garfield would have probably survived if only his doctors would have left him alone. Now, at the time, there was a little-known inventor named Alexander Graham Bell. He got into the act a little bit. He made this crude metal detector to try to locate the bullet, and it had worked every time that he had tried it before on another patient. It had worked, but it didn't work too well on Garfield, and the reason being is what Alexander Graham Bell was unaware of at the time. He didn't even know it. But Garfield was resting on a coil spring that was brand new at the time. It was the newest and latest thing, box springs. And the coils actually fooled the metal detector, kind of messed the metal detector up. But doctors, that's why doctors, it's so important for doctors to wash their hands before they go sticking your fingers and anything else inside of you trying to look for a bullet. Believe you me. Alright, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the hatchet is done. I went ahead and put that wrapping on the handle, just a straight twine wrapping. And then that right there on the top. Now see, you see me? Man, that is shiny. That's a shiny head right there. See my reflection? It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. Good enough to use anyway. That's it. Looks pretty good, I have to admit. Now, tell me what you think.